Good evening, everybody. See, I really think this is a coffee stream. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel and coffee stream episode 511. And because it is March break, we are doing this at night. And I do apologize for the lack of streams all last week. I was sick, and you can probably still hear it a little bit in my voice. It's a little bit rough still, but it is much better than it was. I can actually breathe and I can actually speak without sounding too squeaky. So I am streaming today. Hooray! So we've got a little bit of a different thing today. We've got. I'm just making sure the camera is cameraing. There we go. So we've got some interesting things to cover today. So Viva Fry just fired up a live stream a couple hours back talking about a new bill that is before the legislature in Ontario. So this is not a federal bill. This is a provincial thing, and it's an education bill. And I figured that we would take a bit of time and look at this bill. We're not going to spend the whole stream going over it, but I figured since it is something to do with my province and education, and I do have 2 young children, that we would take a quick look at this. And it is a rather worrisome bill if you look at the words or the wording of the legislation. It has not been passed yet. Its status is deferred to committee, I believe, is the status. So it's still before the House. It's still going through all of the debates and everything. But it's still a very worrisome bill. I skimmed it before the stream just to take a look and see what it meant. And yeah, it's a bit worrying. Miho, hello Miho. Yeah, I was super sick last week. Yeah, my 4-year-old gave me the cold. And he gave it to everyone else in the house too. It was super nice of him. So let's get this shared. So yeah, this bill has not been passed yet. I'm not sure if this was I didn't see when I skimmed this earlier who brought this bill. I'm not sure from which party this is from. I don't know if it will tell us, but we will take a look and see here. So this is Bill 67. This is the bill that we're taking a look at here, and that Viva Fry was talking about on his live stream earlier. Let me just try and get to the actual bill stuff. Bill 67, Racial Equity in Education in the Education System Act, 2021. Linda Lourmet. Now let's click on her and see which party she's with. Legislative office. Is she a MP? Current party. New Democratic Party of Ontario. I'm shocked, I tell you. Shocked. Not. Okay. So this Linda Lurme from the New Democratic Party of Ontario has put forth this bill entitled, as I stated before, the Racial Equity in the Education System Act. Now, this is, I wish you and your family speedy recovery. Thank you, mijo. Yeah, and because it's March break, I haven't been able to do the blind fitness live streams either. So the current status of this bill is ordered referred to the Standing Committee on Social Policy. So it's before the House. It's in debate, basically. So we're gonna take a look at the bill here. Let's see. Versions. Original. Bill 67 original PDF. So this is a highlight. Let's just quickly take a look at the highlight. We don't need to take a look at the original. If necessary, I will go look at the original, but I don't want to, bore everybody with the whole thing. So let's take a look at the cliff notes here. Various acts are amended with respect to racial equity. Here are some of the highlights. A number of amendments are made to the Education Act. New subsection 10.1 through 3 of the Act is amended to require the minister to develop its anti-racism training. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fucking anti-racism. Of course, anti-racism training. So direct the board to develop its anti-racism accountability report. So it basically wants each school board, or this act would require the education minister of Ontario to have each school board provide an anti-racism accountability report. Now, you might be wondering, Blind Press, what is your problem with anti-racism? Isn't not being racist a good thing? Why, yes, chat. Yes, it is. However, anti-racism is not the study of not being racist. Okay? Anti-racism is the study of white people are bad. Okay? That's what anti-racism is. And that's what critical race theory is. And I do not want this crap in my schools. I really, really don't. Like, I learned quite well in school and from my parents not to be racist. Okay? I didn't need all of this shit. This anti-racism crap. And for the most part in this country, most people are going to learn the same types of values from their parents and the education system as it is. We do not need this extra, double plus on good stuff in our classrooms or anywhere. Quite frankly, we don't need it anywhere. So we're gonna keep looking at because there are other amendments to the Education Act. So if the minister is required to hold these boards accountable if, in their opinion, the teacher induction program at the board in question does not reflect like anti-racism training. So if new teachers that come in are not versed in anti-racism programs, then the minister should be required to have a report. Subsection 171 of the Act is... Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with voiceover here. So subsection 171 says, or should be amended to say, sorry, I'm trying. Oh, it's amended by adding anti-racism responsibilities to the duties of boards, which is insanely vague language to, I'm guessing, to mean that there needs to be like on professional development days, like anti-racism seminars and stuff like that. But that language is very vague. So there's also she wants a new subsection added. 212 1.1 provides for fines for persons who attempt to disrupt the anti-racism training, either like in classes or like for like in professional settings, through with hateful like racist language. Apparently, and again, they do not specify which persons. Like, do they mean parents? Yeah, I'm glad too, Miho. But do they mean parents? Do they mean teachers? Do they mean like what people do they mean? That's yeah. New section 277.28.1 wants basically to appraise a teacher's anti-racism awareness and training, which basically to me sounds like a again, making these teachers jump through various anti-racism training hoops, which most teachers in Canada, I would say like 98% of them are, they know not to be racist. You know what I mean? So let's see. There's another amendment that she wants for the Education Act. I'm trying to get voiceover to read it here. New subsection 301.7.1.1 requires the minister to establish policies and guidelines with regards to establishing racial equity within schools. There is what are you talking about? What do you mean to establish racial equity in schools? Hey, Costin. I don't know what the fuck these people are talking about. Like, seriously. I wish I knew how to do words here. Ugh. Um, so, sorry. A number of amendment, blah, 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 blah. Sorry, I'm just trying to get back to the. I'm trying to get through this as quickly as I can so we can move on because I have a couple of videos for us to watch as well that I want. But this bill is very important. Do, 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 do. Um, let's see. Amendments to the Higher Education Quality Council of Ontario Act, 2005, include new subsections 25.1 to 5.3, which provides that at least one member of the council should be well versed in anti-racism training, and that all of the members of the council should have taken some training. So again, like this anti-racism nonsense, I don't. That on all members must have a proven commitment. Section 6 is amended to add racial equity qualifications to the council. That's, again, the Ministry of Training, Colleges, and Universities Act is amended to add a new section 17.1, which sets out anti-racism and racial equity requirements that apply to every college of applied arts and technology and every university receiving funds from the government. Like any university that's receiving on provincial government funding. This is crap. I really hope this doesn't get passed. This is a new as I said, this is a new Democrat bill. Subsection 18.1 of the Ontario College of Teachers Act 1996 is amended, by adding a requirement that a person successfully completes any prescribed examinations and training in anti-racism in order to be issued a certificate of qualification and registration. So you can no longer become a teacher in Ontario. This woman who drew up this bill wants teachers to not be allowed to be certified as teachers unless they have done this anti-racism training. Hey! Yeah, boy Leroy, hello. Yeah, this is Bill 67, Costin. I'm looking at the highlights. And so this bill is not passed. It's before the committee still. And it was put forth by an MPP from the New Democrats. But this is a ridiculous bill. Like, holy shit. Let's see. Amendments to the Ontario College of Applied Arts and Technology Act, 2002, including anti-racism training and education, to the education and training related activities when college taking out its subject. News section 5.1 says that a college should be taking active steps to be providing anti-racism training. What the This is ridiculous. There is no way, like with the conservatives in the I hope that this gets struck down before the election. The Anti-Racism Act 2017 is amended to add a anti-Asian racism to the examples of types of systemic racism alluded to in the act. Why do we have to be specific? Like why are we singling out groups where it's bad to be racist? This is what I'm talking about. Why are we not just saying don't be hateful to people based on their the color of their skin, okay? Or where they're from. Why are we making a list of people that it's bad to be racist to, and the ones that don't make the list, does that mean that it's okay to be racist towards those groups of people? Like, is this the precedent that we really want to be setting after we came so goddamn close to actual equity in society? Like, we got really, really close in the 90s. Really close. Like, I would say right around up in the early 2000s, right around when same-sex marriage became legal, that's where equity achieved, right? Because people could transition, like transitioning was still a thing and it was legal, right? Gay marriage then became legal. Gay people could adopt. There was there was, for the majority of the time, equity among the races. Like, there are always going to be assholes. I'm sorry, you can't get rid of all of them. But for the majority of the time, we were pretty damn equal, if you think about it. And now we're making up all of these laws that are compelling everybody to do things that, for the most part, we've already been doing. So here's what this lady would define anti-racism as in this act, in the amendments to the Education Act. Anti-racism means the policy of opposing racism, including anti-Indigenous racism, anti-Black racism, anti-Asian racism, anti-Semitism, and Islamophobia. Wait. Oh, it's French. Racism means these socially constructed ideas of race to justify or support whether consciously or subconsciously, the notion that one race is superior to another. You mean what all of these people are doing to white people or people from Europe? Or even white people from continents like Africa? Like, the amount of freaking ignorant ass, I'm sorry to say it, but Black Americans that sit there and tell African, like people from the continent of Africa who are white, that they're not African because they're white. It's like, fuck you. It's like the same people that tell very light skinned, Mexicans or Latin Americans that they're not Latin American because they're white. Or the people that tell natives that they're not native because they're white. Like, what the fuck? Like, how racist can you fucking be? Like, seriously, how is that okay? Just because their skin is white and you're mad at white people, therefore you can't be racist to white people because because my feelings, because I'm mad. No, no, I'm sorry. That's not how this works. Racism is bad. Whoever is doing it and whoever it's done to, okay? Even if it's a white person, I'm sorry. I hate to burst your bubble, but it's still an asshole thing to do to be racist to a white person. So, without repeating myself over and over and over again, that's highlights of this act. And I sincerely hope that it is struck down in the legislature. Um, Again, because it's a new Democrat bill, I'm hoping that it doesn't pass, but the Liberal Party, I'm sure, would back it. Um, there's definitely some bedfellowing going on with the federal Liberals and NDPs, so I don't see why there wouldn't be the same thing provincially. But I really hope that this bill dies in legislature because this is absolutely ridiculous. It's not necessary. It's it's just, yeah. So we're going to move on to something cool. Now, a lot of you know that I have been really, really looking forward to Evil Dead the game. It's going to definitely not be playable by myself. Um, I'm definitely looking forward to trying to do like the campaign stuff with Pincalo. And because it's cross platform with PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, I'm really hoping that some of the BFGC that has some site left would be interested in picking up this game and trying to do some matches and helping out the totally blind people like me. I'm really wondering if that might be a thing. Apparently, only one MPP voted against it in first and second reading. Jesus Christ Almighty. Well, the Conservatives do have an election to try to win, so So Evil Dead the game is released May 13th, and this trailer that we're gonna look at is the gameplay for if you choose to be a demon, like if you choose to play bad. So this is the Candarian demon gameplay trailer, and if you're an Evil Dead fan, you know what the Candarian demon is. So yeah, and of course, it's narrated by Bruce Campbell because they're awesome. And I have to hear this in full sound.
Bruce Campbell coming at you with more info on Evil Dead, the game. Today we'll go for a deeper dive into a very cool feature, playing as the Candarian demon.
Oh, the sound effects are awesome.
If you've got the stones to go bad, you'll have free reign over a massive game world.
Okay, that's cool.
There's infernal energy that'll increase your power. With the power of possession, you'll command deadites, puppet the good guys, and haunt objects to screw with the survivors' minds.
See, this is why I really don't think it's gonna be able for me to play like without sighted assistance, because this really looks like Left 4 Dead or like a Dead by Daylight, like it's a match based game. So you need, I think it's you and 3 friends, I think. It's a 4-player, so it's like 4 people on a side. So I would definitely need help to do like a match. But I would definitely want to try to do the story. Let's see.
How much fun would that be?
A lot of fun. The car.
It's your call. Jump in with 3 friends to save the day, or punish the high-minded heroes.
Yeah, jump in with 3 friends to save the day. So yeah, I really hope that before the game is released that they will show us some actual match gameplay, like a full match. It does look epic, Miho. It sounds epic.
It's all in the name of mayhem. Bloody, terrifying mayhem.
I love the music. That's so cool.
PlayStation.
I cannot wait for this game to come out. Oh my god. Oh my god. I am such an Evil Dead freak. I fucking love the Evil Dead so very much. I was so angry when Ash Williams was not in Mortal Kombat. I almost didn't play the Joker out of spite because the Joker replaced Ash. And now the Joker's my favorite character. Isn't that funny? So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. And so like I said, my goal the only way I'm allowed to get a PS5 is I have to be 145 pounds and I have to stay there for at least a month. So that's my goal. So we're going to look at a video that a couple of people tagged me in this video, and they wanted me to react to it. So I'm gonna do that. And I have a bit of a rant. This video is kind of gonna take me into a rant. And it's not a rant at the creator of this video. The creator of this video is kind of helping me jump off. But I really do feel for this creator. And we're going to take a look here at this video. It's a 10-minute video. So it shouldn't take us too long. It should take us right to the end of the stream. So this video is called YouTube Doesn't Want You to Have to See My Disturbing Disabled Body and is restricting my videos. And the account is Footless Joe. So we are going to take a look here at this video. And I've TikTok has done that to me a couple of times with my prosthetic eye videos. And it's usually not actually YouTube or TikTok. It's it's people that report the content. So let's take a look at this video here.
Well, hello there, beautiful internet friends. Welcome back to my channel. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. You saw my prosthetic leg in the frame. Should have shot it differently so I didn't disturb you by having to see that. I'm gonna put some pants on. I will be right back. Okay, as long as that stays down, I look normal and thus can talk to you on YouTube. Hello there, lovely internet friends. I realize that was a very overdramatic and sarcastic intro, but that's kind of what I feel like I have to do right now to be able to produce content on YouTube as an amputee, because we wouldn't want to disturb anyone, would we? Okay, my hair is not working.
So I get where she's coming from, but I honestly don't think it's YouTube. I think you have assholes that are reporting your content. I recently had an Instagram post reported for sexual content when you could, like, it was very tastefully done, and fucking Stag Shop has dildos and shit all over their Instagram. Like lingerie stores have models wearing barely anything, and my shit gets tagged for sexual content. Now it got put back. It did get put back. But it's these people that either don't think that I should be posting things like that because I'm blind, or they are white knighting for me and like, oh my god, does she know she posted that? I better report that just in case. And it's like, no, I'm an adult. I know what's going on my fucking page. Even if Pink Hollow's posting it, I know what's going on my page, because you know what? I have the fucking login info. It's my account. I can see what pictures are there. It's definitely the haters reporting. It's not YouTube itself.
So I'm going to explain to you what has been going on as I fix this. If you don't know me, I go by Footless Joe. My name is Joe Beckwith, and I have been a creator here on YouTube for over 3 years now. I started sharing my journey of going through limb loss, of losing a leg, of learning to walk again, going through additional surgeries. But recently I've been running into issues that have always existed, but have recently become a lot more pronounced, that I think it's really important to now speak out about. Something I didn't realize was going to be the case when I became visibly different, right? We did the leg chopping thing. Like, I was aware of the fact that people were going to leave some crappy comments, that there's a lot of people who don't really love disabled people out there.
Yep, that's true. And the best thing you can do with those people is turn them into content and laugh at them and put them on blast and make them feel stupid.
I'm hopefully working on changing hearts and minds when it comes to that. But what I didn't expect is how many additional obstacles there would be to being a disabled creator on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. YouTube has been age restricting my videos, where I am sharing educational content with you about my life as an amputee because of disturbing imagery.
Okay, so what I think is happening here is you're getting, like, if you've set your channel as made for everyone, right? You're gonna get jerks that, because they don't think you should be on YouTube because you're disabled, and I literally have run into these people on TikTok. I have actually had people tell me in my lives, I have no business being on live. We don't want you here. Meaning, like, you as disabled people, we don't want you here. Right? Hey, selected boy. And these people, if you have your channel set to made for everyone, they're going to report you for disturbing imagery, harmful to kids, blah, 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 right? That's why your videos are getting age restricted. That is why. It's not the YouTube algorithm seeking you out and doing that. I almost guarantee you that is not what is happening, because I have a video up on my channel of me getting my eyes made. And if YouTube were seeking out videos like that, my video would be age restricted. And it's been up there for 3 years. So you are running into a bunch of douchebags is what's happening here.
I'm gonna play for you right now those 3 videos. This is 2, 3. Those 3 videos. I really hope this video doesn't get age restricted by showing you this, but I want you to understand the type of content that is being deemed as disturbing for young audiences. Use the timestamps below to skip ahead if you want to just go to the meat of this video.
You guys, it's new foot day. As you can clearly see, don't mind the dog hair. This has holes in it, meaning it is very overdue for a new one. Now, the actual
Okay, so
process
she's
of
showing
taking
her
out this foot
like
shell-
yeah. This is literally people looking at your prosthetic, and because they're assholes and think that it's gross, and because they can't seem to hit the not interested button, they would rather report you as disturbing to young audiences and get you age restricted.
Where things get interesting. You take this end of it and you dig down in here to pop it off. Oh, we got it, guys. We got it. Strong thoughts, Joe. You have served me well. It is time for you to go. I feel like a raptor. Maybe I should just walk around like this. Next up, we kept our
She's
sock over
awesome.
the carbon
I like
fiber
her.
foot to protect the foot shell from wearing out too soon.
This is a lot harder than it looks, guys.
All right, pop the foot on.
That
So
actually
beautiful,
has to
clean.
be kind of
Come on,
painful.
Joe. I'm gonna say we're not off to a very promising start here, guys.
Uh.
Ouch. I don't know why I said ouch. I can't actually feel that foot. Oh, all right. I'm doing it. Is this really happening? I think I got it. Oh my god.
That's
I am a whole new
awesome. See,
person.
I like her. I like her sense of humor. I don't know why people would report that. I've seen some of her YouTube shorts. Oh, okay, Costin. Yeah, I like her. She's.
So every time I
I
get a pair of
think
new
I've
leggings, this is what I
stitched a
do to make
video
people
of hers
friendly
on
for me
TikTok.
being an amputee. In the course of a day in my life, there are many times where I have to access my leg to like add layers of padding or something like that, which requires rolling this down. And having 2 pant legs makes this completely inaccessible because it is so hard to get this high enough on my leg. You can already hear the seams ripping to be able to access
Yeah.
my leg. So what I do when I get them home is a very sophisticated process of kind of eyeballing, yeah, that looks about right there. Just chopping this off about mid-calf. So it becomes super simple to roll this up and actually get to my leg. The great thing is that legging fabric doesn't really fray. So when I put them on in the morning, I just kind of, tuck it under, make it look a little bit more finished, and I'm good to go.
Cool.
So when I first lost my leg, it was absolutely mind-blowing to me how hungry I was every second of every day,
That's very
especially when I
cool.
started using my prosthetic, learning how to walk again. No joke, I would like have a full meal of steak and potatoes and still be ravenous, which didn't compute because you lose a part of your body. You think your body probably needs less energy to process.
No,
False, because
it makes perfect sense because you're physically expending so much energy to try to relearn to walk without that limb. Your brain is also rewiring itself so that it learns the new pattern of walking because it's going to be different than it would have been with a natural leg. Your whole body is constantly burning energy at that point because you're learning something new in a concentrated amount of time. You're gonna need a whole bunch of calories. That makes perfect sense.
your body is using so many muscles to balance, stabilize, and compensate for the loss of the limb, if you lose your leg below your knee, you are expending about 20% more energy than if you were walking on 2 meat
That makes
legs.
sense.
Mind-blowing. I never would have thought that. And especially as an amputee who has the gift of being pretty mobile and pretty active, I am hungry all of the time.
In that first video, I'm talking about changing out my foot shell. In the second one, I'm talking about modifying leggings to make them more accessible for my life and my body. And in the last one, I'm simply sharing the fact that I need to eat more. Isn't
Yeah.
that crazy, right? Like just these little silly facts about life as a disabled person,
Yeah.
showing my prosthetic leg on camera. And in the past week alone, those last 2 videos you've seen were age restricted for anyone under the age of 18 because YouTube needs to keep their audiences safe.
Okay, again, I know I know the temptation here is to get angry at YouTube, and trust me, YouTube has done a lot of stupid shit and a lot of things that do not help the creator, okay? But this, along with, like, I say this to people on TikTok as well and on Instagram, it is not, I would say 8 to 9 times out of 10, it is usually people being dicks and reporting your content. And the more that people do that, the more your content gets flagged to YouTube. And then that's why it feels like YouTube is like picking on you and singling you out. But unfortunately, no, you've just stumbled on a group of complete dicks who have no better things to do with their lives than report innocuous information about what it is to be an amputee. They're going to report that. And it's sad.
From me, from the side of me. Now, if you are a little unfamiliar, which I previously was, with age restricting videos, the reasons that they do those are as follows. I'm going to put a list up on here. Violence, disturbing imagery, nudity, sexually suggestive content, or portrayal of dangerous activities. The only possible category those videos could even sort of fit into are disturbing imagery. Now, when YouTube age restricts videos, it doesn't give you a specific reason. So I am making the assumption based on that list that is why they have done so.
Okay, and also they're not going to tell you that they're doing this because your video got reported. Okay? That's something else they're not going to tell you. They're not going to say somebody reported your video, therefore we're age restricting it. Right? All they're going to say is, no, Miho, that is a great point, Miho. Someone, she knows someone on YouTube who's been reported for anorexia, and she hasn't been age restricted yet. Yeah. Hello, Wikipedia snippet. Let's see. People are evil. They really are. People are just dicks.
But here's the thing, YouTube has tried to create a fair system by allowing an appeal process, because a lot of the flagged content is run by bots or non-human beings. That sounds way more dramatic. Basically AI, right? And so sometimes they get things wrong, which is not great, but okay, we can understand that. So with the first video, I submitted an appeal and it was reviewed by a human viewer. A human viewer working for YouTube determined that I am disturbing imagery. I let that one go.
That I'm not okay with. I was going to give YouTube a pass, right? I was going to say that this is not all YouTube's fault. But if you got reviewed, right, and you were still determined to be disturbing imagery, and you said this was on the first video where you were changing out your foot, there's nothing disturbing about that, okay? Like, it's not like you posted your actual amputation. You know what I mean? It's not like you had an up close, zoomed in video of your surgeon with this fucking saw, just like you're changing your foot. So that's a shame on YouTube. That I definitely will shake my finger at you, YouTube.
Hoping that it was just a fluke, but then here we are where it has continued to happen. And this is now the third time this has happened. It has been reviewed by an actual human being. Someone has sat and watched those videos and determined we must keep the children safe from the sight of me. Good morning, welcome to my editing nest. I realized I forgot to read you the email that YouTube sent to me when they determined that this content was still inappropriate for younger audiences. Hi Footless Show, we reviewed your appeal for the following content. We have confirmed that it violates our community guidelines. We know this is probably disappointing news, but it's our job to make sure that YouTube is a safe place for all. Cool. And I am very hesitant to ever suggest that something is discrimination when maybe there could be another explanation for it, right?
No, this is discrimination. You've submitted appeals for all of those videos. All of those videos are completely within guidelines. There's nothing wrong with those videos. You had 3 reviews and 3, you got a guideline strike. That's discrimination. That's straight up discrimination.
But I think we're kind of past that point because it wasn't an AI flagging it by mistake. It wasn't a one-time thing. This has happened repeatedly. And if you're thinking, well, okay, people under the age of 18 can't see your videos, that's a small portion of my audience anyways, we would both be very wrong. Let's go ahead and play a game. I'm going to show you a graph, and I'm wondering if you can guess where the age restrictions started.
You would be surprised at how many kids watch videos about amputees, videos about birth, videos about, kids are curious, right? This is why I am very hesitant, even though I can see what the kids watch in the YouTube history, to let the kids on YouTube. Because kids are curious. Miho, they show people dying on YouTube, and those videos are not restricted. Shame on YouTube. Yeah, exactly. Shame on the people mass reporting this, and shame on YouTube for upholding this.
If you guessed where the arrow is pointing, you would be correct, because when a video is age restricted, it is demonetized, meaning I can no longer make any kind of living off of it. It seems to also be removed from the shorts feed, which is where the majority of views are coming from. Basically, all traffic on that video, aside from a select few who slip through, completely dies. It is removed as much as possible from the platform while still existing there, which means that my presence, my existence is being hidden because it might upset some people. Oh God, it's different. It's weird. What are the kids gonna think? I'm sorry if I'm a little extra sarcastic in this video, but I am actually at the point of being frustrated.
No, dude, don't. You are being pretty damn calm. I would be not this calm. I would. Well, chat. You know how I would be.
I have run into this issue multiple times, specifically on TikTok. I've had a lot of videos removed or restricted for sexually explicit content when I'm literally showing you my leg and nothing more. There is nothing sexually even friggin' suggestive about those videos. I've had videos removed for nudity and for violence or disturbing images or violent content when I am literally just sharing about my life as a person who happens to be disabled in a way that you can visually see. And I totally understand that it's different for people. I've talked about this before. I will link some of the videos down below, but once or twice a day, I'll get a comment asking that I put a trigger warning. Sorry, Cakes, I kind of.
No. See, I think I've only been asked for a trigger warning once, and I laughed, and I said no. I don't do that. I don't do trigger warnings. Just don't watch. If you're watching the video and it starts to frickin' trigger you, do this magical thing called scroll along. My son only watches Treehouse now. Yep. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I still
I
cough a
stirred you
bit.
there. My bad. Pause for a kitty petting break. She loves her belly rubbed. Routinely, people request trigger warnings before my videos because they don't want to see me. I am
Then
familiar
don't
with people's
watch.
discomfort seeing a body that is different than theirs, but that doesn't give someone the right to then just, erase you from society, erase you from YouTube. Like individually, if someone doesn't want to see amputees, they are more than welcome to block my videos.
Yeah.
I think that's a very closed-minded and unfortunate way to live. I would prefer conversation and education, but that's your choice. But when it comes to these major organizations that sure talk a lot about wanting equality and diversity and inclusion because these are, so they say, efforts that matter to them, and yet their actions are directly not in line with that, there is a serious problem. Dear YouTube reviewers, I'm not disturbing content. I'm a friggin' person who has gone through some shit. And come on, guys, it's 2022. Have we not at least publicly gotten past the idea disabled people are gross and freaks and should be hidden from the world? Keep them indoors. Protect the children.
No, we have not. We have not. We like to pretend we have, but we have not. Because the minute that disabled people try to tell people about their lives or try to do things like that, like be sexy, like, normal women or whatever would do, that's gross to them. And it's very frustrating. So that's basically the rest of, or that's Footless Joe's video. There's about a minute left. But I just thought I would cover that and take a look at that that video, because I wanted to. There were a couple of people that had asked my opinion. She's hot. I should show her my body. I wouldn't want to see ever again. Oh, that's funny. Oh, it's yeah. I really wanted to do that video because a couple of people tagged me in it, asked me what I thought about it, so I figured I would do that. I really don't want to cut this to a short stream, but I'm starting to get that tickle in the back of my throat because I've been talking pretty much nonstop. So, and I just started coughing on you guys, so I don't want to be doing that. But I will be back Wednesday night. I don't know if Functional will be able to join me. He usually can't make the nighttime stuff. But I will be doing Canadian Wednesday, and I'll be with Skep and the Minions bunch tomorrow. And come hell or high water, there will be Beat the Blind Girl this week. So, yeah. I'll see you guys all later on. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys Wednesday. Good night.